Welcome, everybody. This is our team call. We have one twice a month. Lindsay runs one the second Monday of the month, and then I run it the fourth Monday of the month. So it is the fourth Monday of the month. And we decided to run tonight's call on recruiting. You guys have been freaking rock stars this month. I don't know if it's Team Cup, or I don't know if it's because we just got back from Summit, or it's end of summer, or people are just on fire. We've got a lot of new coaches on the team. I see a lot of new faces of people that I don't think I've even met yet, which is pretty darn cool. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Amanda Walsh. I am a two-star diamond coach under Lindsay Gray. So Lindsay's my direct upline. I'm the founder of the Fit Warriors team. Just a little bit about my journey. I work full-time, so I've built this business working full-time for 2.5 years, so I'm still working full-time as a director of innovative learning for a school district. It's a pretty demanding job. School started today for our kiddos. As I know, we have many teachers on the team as well, which is pretty cool, and I know a lot of people are starting back either last week, this week, or in the next couple weeks. So, or you have children that are going back to school. So we all kind of know that it's a crazy time of year, but this also is a really good time for people to get back into a routine. I became a coach 2.5 years ago after running my second marathon. I don't know. I lose count because I'm on number 5 now. But I needed to clean up my diet, basically, and I needed the accountability. I'd always been a gym rat, but I'd go to the gym for like 2 hours and not see any results. So I have gotten in the best shape of my life. I'm 37 years old. I'm single and live in the city and live a pretty amazing, fun life. And thankful for all of you to be a part of that. So tonight, anyways, we wanted to talk about recruiting, and I asked 3 of our rockstar coaches to share a little bit about, share a few tips with you. But I'm just going to open it up with basically when it comes down to recruiting, it's all about how you're leading. So are you leading by example? Are you a product of the product? Are you sharing that? Are you connecting with people every day? Are you inviting people every day? Are you being the kind of coach that you want on your team? That's what you need to always sit back and think about. Like, you need to lead by example. And I will say that over the last couple of weeks, because my life has been crazy, I know it's not an excuse, I haven't been leading as well by example, and it ends up really hurting me in the long run. And it's none of your fault. It's all my own fault. And I get myself down. I start not believing in myself. And I got an awesome little card from Lindsay today. So thank you, Lindsay. She believes in me. I know you all believe in me. And I just have to always, always believe in myself. So I'm not going to cry. It's okay. It just sometimes happens when life gets overwhelming. I mean, it still happens to me. Just, I want you to know that. Like, 2.5 years in, 2-star diamond, close to 4-star diamond, and it still happens. Like, so it's okay. It's okay to sometimes like get down, but then just reach out to us, because we're the ones that know how to pull you out of it. So I asked 3 people tonight to share a couple tips, 2 of which are my downline, direct downline coaches. Jackie Hart is one of my brand new rockstar coaches, and she's doing something right. She's recruiting like crazy and adding a ton of working and discount coaches to our team. So I'm really excited to just hear from her and see what she has to say. We also asked Carly Sabev to share a few tips. Carly is actually a coach of mine, but that coach under me isn't fully working the business. She runs some challenge groups, but she's not in the sense that we are right now, just building the business to the point that we are. So Carly I adopted her a little over a year ago, and so she's been working under me and Lindsay kind of together, and really is a true leader on this team. The 3 of us and Megan created that New Coach University for you, and so, you know, Carly's been a rock star. She's got some amazing coaches on her team as well. And then Brianna Smith is one of Lindsay's directly sponsored coaches, personally sponsored coaches, and she just hit diamond. So we're like, okay, she's doing something right too. So we wanted to hear from each of them. Hopefully they don't all have the exact same tips, but I'm sure they all have something similar and they can share it kind of in their own way. So we just kind of asked them last minute to share. So I am just going to randomly pick Brianna to go first. I just randomly chose that. I guess in alphabetical order.
All right. I will unmute myself, which is fine because we'll probably all talk about the same thing. So at least I won't be the third time you have to hear. So what's funny is I actually have to share a story with you because last summer, Lindsay asked me to do a team call about Success Club. I was doing a new coach group and I followed the rules, right? And so every week you had to fill out your tracker and you had to send it in. And I was hitting Success Club 8, Success Club 10, Success Club 12. And she said, will you do a team call? And I immediately thought, no, I don't want to do a team call. I don't know what, she said, why don't you share with them what you're doing to hit Success Club? And I thought, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing what you guys are telling me to do. And it's all over the new coach group. And so I don't have anything secret to share with all of you, some big secret. And so I declined. So when Amanda asked me last night if I would help out, and do a call about recruiting, I thought the exact same thing. I don't know what I'm doing because I'm doing what we all know we need to do. I'm doing what we've heard that we need to do a million times, but finally time is paid off for me. And so that's what I'm going to share with you because a lot of times with these things, you just need to hear the same thing over and over and over again because when you do, sometimes it will click. And a lot of you are doing these things already and you just know that you need to have patience and you need to have time because everything will come together. So what do you need to be doing? You need to be sharing. You need to be inviting, right? That's the only way you're going to get coaches. So with sharing, when I think of sharing, I think of posting things on Facebook. And I know when you're new, it's really intimidating to share things on Facebook because you don't know what you're going to share. You feel like you don't have anything to share and you feel like you're intimidated and you feel like you don't know the business well enough yourself to really lead others to do that. But just know that you have an advantage that you're not going to see right now when you're new. You have an advantage that you're not going to see until you're further into coaching because you are very relatable when you're new. People are going to relate to you more than you ever know now than you are when you're a diamond coach or a 2-star diamond coach or a 5-star diamond coach. And so you really have a gift. You just don't see it. So what can you share about, right? Well, share your results, share your before and after photos, because we can all say that as coaches, we are more accountable. We do better at getting results if we're coaches. And if you're not getting results and you're not able to share your results, then you're probably not being a product of the product. And if you're not being a product of the product, then you need to start there. And as soon as you start being a product of the product, then you're going to recruit other people who are products of the product. What else can you share about? Well, you can share how this has changed you. Are you better at time management? Because I read Eat That Frog and I'm way better at time management. I read The Compound Effect. Has this changed your attitude? Has this changed the way that you balance your life? And again, if you don't feel like this is changing you personally, then you're probably not reading personal development. And that means you're not doing one of the vital behaviors. And that means that you're probably need to start there before you start working on getting coaches, right? Share Shakeology, be a product of the product, share these things regularly and link them to coaching, right? So how are doing these things, how is being a coach making you better at doing these things? Because I know that for me, being a coach makes me more accountable to all of these things. Next, you need to invite people. You need to invite people personally to join the coach sneak peeks and to just personal messages. So, ask them if they've ever considered this. I can tell you, I've probably signed on 6 new coaches in the past 2 months. And they were all people I had conversations with 6 months ago. And so just know that there's no instant gratification. The stuff that you're doing right now isn't going to give you results in a day or two. It's not going to give you results in a week or two. Sometimes it takes 6 months. Sometimes it takes a year. But when you start, asking people and putting bugs in their ears, they're going to start following you and they're going to start watching you. And when they feel ready, they are going to jump on board. So those are my keys. Just time, right? Patience, effort, and then just make sure you're inviting and sharing, because without the inviting and sharing piece, people are just going to watch you and they're never going to know that they could do this too.
Yay. Thanks, Bree. That was awesome. Seriously. Great tips. I fully Lindsay says, you're such a strong leader. So true. I've seen your coaches, and I don't know many of them personally. So they're not really in my downline, but I feel like Lindsay and I have kind of the same big downline. So I love seeing them and, being able to support them in the new coach support groups. And they're just all they're so excited, and just, I can see that they're learning from somebody great. So thank you, Bree. That was awesome. All right. Carly's unmuted already, so let's let her go. And then Jackie will go last.
I was thinking alphabetical order. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump the gun. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Like Amanda said, I am a coach that's basically 2 coaches under her. And I'm in diamond rank right now. I've been at diamond for a while, but I've had quite a journey. So what I wanted to start out by saying to you guys is that in the beginning of my business, I want to let you all know that recruiting did not appeal to me at all. And the funny part is I'm going to give you a little bit of background story, and it'll be quick, but I was actually really scared to do it. I remember thinking to myself, I got to push to Emerald, and I know I want to hit Emerald. And I would ask Amanda, how do you phrase that? I needed a script. And she said it, and the way she said it was so easy for her, and it just scared the living shit out of me. And I never wanted to invite anyone. I didn't even want to sign up my husband because I didn't want to have to explain it to him. Complete confession. But what I realized is that I just kind of started putting myself out there and eventually doing it, right? And so I got by, and it wasn't until a year into my business that something kind of clicked with me. And it refers back to my job. And before I was now a stay-at-home mom, and this is what I do as a full-time income, I was in the corporate world, and I worked for a company called Advantage Sales and Marketing. And there was kind of a requirement by one of our mentors within our company to be on LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, if you know anything about it, you basically build your profile. It's like a resume, and people reach out to you. So I looked for people there because I was a manager to recruit others. And then I also was being recruited myself. Other big time companies would reach out to me. And one day I got this message in my inbox, and it was like, hey, Carly, and it was very personal. I just want to let you know your resume really impressed me. I think you'd be a great fit for the company. And I felt like $1 million. I was like, wow, thank you, and I really seriously considered looking into it. So my point is that that's when a light bulb kind of went off for me. And I looked at coaching as the same way. And what I mean by that is if you present an opportunity to someone in a sense that you give them almost like a gift, that it's not so off-putting, because the only one that thinks recruiting is weird, you guys, is us. We're the only people. And I still remember the conversation I had with my coach after I signed up for a challenge pack. We had a conversation. She asked me how I was doing. And then eventually, I was like, how are you a coach? What's the requirements? And she's like, well, there's nothing. You could be a coach, and I know you'd be a great coach. And her words, her saying that, still stick with me to this day. She's a friend of mine. She doesn't work the business, but she gave me a gift of confidence. She gave me a boost of something that I didn't realize that I could do. So sometimes just giving people that in itself is a great way to recruit. Long story short, where am I at here? I'm looking at my notes. But, because people, even if they say no at the time, they're going to eventually just think about it, and they're going to start following you. So if you have people following you because they know that you're offering something. So that's when it comes in, and something like Brianna said and something like Amanda said, where people are now going to be looking at your page. And if you are sporadic, they're not going to think you're necessarily serious about it. So when you're going to your own page to look at it, because that's one thing I strongly recommend to do, is doing some self-evaluation, looking at your own Facebook page. And if you can look at your page, and you should know, or three things that people should know about you are this: that you're a health and fitness coach, or however you want to phrase it, a lifestyle coach, that, you know, you run challenge groups every month for fitness and accountability, and that person who's watching you could do it too. Those are the things that you want to portray. So sometimes, you know, it might take you looking at it and you can't do it, but I know I've done this for like Spruha and my own coaches, like looked at their page and said, you know, what am I portraying right now? Because now that you have an audience, you want to make sure that you're kind of portraying sneak peeks. And this was something that blew my mind. I heard it from a top coach, and I started just recently running my page, and sometimes I forget about it, but I try to run my page like a sneak peek. And what I mean by that is basically sharing what we're doing in the business. And every time I get an objection, like if someone tells me, no, you know, I can't afford Shakeology, I'm going to make a post about that objection, because I guarantee that objection that you heard is something that 15 other people that are thinking about, that you just invited in the last month, the last 6 months, because they're still watching you. So, you know, try to get somebody. I would say a good point would be ask your accountability partner to take a look at your page and see what they think. See if they are, you know, in a place where they can be like, hey, you know, what do you think when you look at my page? And try to overcome those things. Like tonight, I'm literally going to write a short post, picture of me sitting here in my squad shirt. And I'm going to say that I just came full circle, and I'm going to leave it short, and just got asked by my mentor to host a call about something that I was so scared to do in the beginning of coaching. And that is sharing the opportunity. That's it. I'll just say that. And right there, I think it'll kind of sit with people and you'll really think about it. Another tip I would say is that you got to be running challenge groups. And with challenge groups comes a lot, guys, because we get to see people who kind of host leadership qualities. And I didn't do this in the beginning of my business, but now what I do is I always reach out to people. You know, you got to run a challenge group every month, but you got to fill it. So you got to be inviting, like Brianna said, and, you know, watch people. If you have one person that's participating a lot, you know, say, hey, you're doing amazing. You know, I don't know if you realize this, but you're inspiring me. You're inspiring other people. Have you ever thought about coaching or doing what I'm doing? Leave it at that. See what they say. You know, then it's going to open up a conversation for questions. And again, they're going to go back to your page and start watching you. And start watching, you know, what you do and think, can I do this? So make sure you're making that lifestyle realistic and easy in some sense, right? The last tip I'll give you guys is that I know you hear this a lot. Probably every coach is different, but a lot of coaches say that they're not scrollers because we have a limited amount of time in the day. And I have just always been a scroller. I guess I like to call myself a creep because I just like scrolling on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. I use a lot of platforms, which is just my thing, but I would call myself a headhunter. And it kind of goes back to the first thing I said, you know, looking for people. And I block that into my power hour. So I block out, you know, a certain amount of time because I know Lindsay or Amanda will yell at me for being a scroller, maybe. No, I'm kidding. But I look for people that have leadership qualities. And I look for people that post things about positivity. You know, maybe they post something super nice about like one of their parents, like, you know, about their anniversary. That's the type of people that I'm attracted to. They'll say like, my parents are wonderful. They're an amazing post. Like I'll reach out to them and say, hey, I just want to let you know that I really enjoyed that post. And it sits well with people, you know, and after that, it kind of leads into a conversation. And then all you have to do is kind of open up that window and say, hey, have you ever thought about what I do? I'm a Beachbody coach. I like to follow you. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to come off as a creep, but I really just enjoy watching you. And that's kind of what I do for a living. And right there and then, again, if you get a no, you're opening up that door for people to ask you more questions. So, you know, whatever we're doing, guys, in this business, I hope some of these tips helped you, but we should really be sharing this opportunity because we're all on this call right now for one reason or another. Whether Beachbody has changed your life mentally, emotionally, or financially, we should really be sharing that with people. And you're not a weirdo. the only person that thinks it's weird is you. So that's all I really have, but hope it helped.
Thanks, Carly. That was awesome. And seriously, she's right. And I get in my head about it too, because I'm thinking of certain people when I'm posting, and I should not think of those people. I should think of everybody else who doesn't think I'm a weirdo. Because you know what? You are going to have some people who are going to, unfortunately, judge you, not like your posts, think you post too much, think whatever about you. And you have to learn to be strong enough that they don't matter, and that maybe they're not inspired by you, but somebody is. And more than one person is out there. So you have to always, always, always remember that and keep the focus on those people and not the negatives. So, and last we have Jackie Hart. She became a coach maybe 3 months ago.
Middle of May.
Okay, middle of May. So just at the beginning of the summer. And she joined, so Jackie and I went to high school together, and she joined just Beachbody On Demand for 30 days, free trial, did Chalene Extreme, and then eventually was like, I want to do this coaching thing like you. I want to do this. Let's do this. Got on the phone and has taken off basically on her own. She's a definite leader. She's going to just, I can just see it. She's going to be Diamond very soon. She's enrolled probably, I know for sure, like 6 coaches in the last week. Some working, some 8 in the last week.
No, not in the last week. I think total.
But total in the last 3
6 in the last week.
But yeah, about 6, like a lot of them have been very recent. Some discount, some working. And so I said, you need to share what you're doing. And just like I think Brianna said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing what you're telling me to do. That's basically what Jackie told me. And I said, no, but you're doing something. I know that you can share however you're having these conversations with people. So with that said, here's Jackie.
Okay, I'll try. You girls did great. Everything I was thinking I was going to say, you guys took from me. But, I'm feeding straight from my accountability groups. When I started this, I only had 125 friends. In fact, I completely did a clean sweep about 2 weeks before I started this. That was really smart. So I went from like 200 and something down to like 125. So I got to start over. So I have concentrated on joining groups and trying to add in as many people. I'm up to almost 400 and something now. So that is how I'm feeding into my accountability groups. And everybody that I'm signing up as a discount coach and a working coach is coming from these accountability groups. I started that push to Emerald, and then I strategized with Amanda, and I brought my husband in on one leg, and I had a girl that actually lives in my neighborhood who was in my first accountability group. I signed her up as a discount coach. After signing her up, I decided I was going to make a video that explained what a discount coach preferred customer was. And now I just send that to everybody, and I don't have any questions. They want to automatically do it. So that was a really good idea. I want to say my only main medium platform that I'm using is Facebook. I do have an Instagram. I've posted like 5 times on it. So I'm primarily on Facebook. And that 5-day sneak peek was huge. I had one person on day 1 sign up as a working coach, and at the end of it, I had my other 2 working coaches sign up. So that was huge for the girls that went in it. And I do have one guy who's doing it, which, Amanda, we have to talk about that because he's really driving me bonkers. But let's see. I have a background of my why. Okay, I was a smoker for 18 years, and I am getting a lot of smokers that are quitting coming to me. Okay, that's kind of how I'm feeding from this quit smoking group. And because that type of environment, it's kind of like if you're going to quit drinking or anything like that, you're in a very compassionate and encouraging and supportive group, because you're going nuts when you want to quit smoking. It's like any addiction. So everybody is really positive. So I kind of use that in that group, and I feed them into the working out, because if anybody's ever smoked, one of the biggest fears of a smoker when you quit is you're going to gain weight. And I think a lot of people do. So it's feeding very nicely into this. And I'm also doing a lot of event pages. I'm doing a lot of groups that are actually, mom groups and teenage, moms of teenagers, things like that, that I can relate to. And I'm making these event pages and I'm putting them out there, and I'm getting a lot of likes and interest and joining. And then I just contact them and I start talking to them. I don't really use scripts. I feel that's too phony for me. It doesn't feel real. So I kind of just lay it out there and I be genuine, I'm genuine, and I'm getting a lot of positivity from that, and it's working out. So I don't have like a perfect way to explain it, but I'm kind of just doing my own thing. I'm not using Teamsy. I did try that. It doesn't work for me. I'm a pen and paper kind of girl, so that's working out real well. And I started an Excel spreadsheet. That's also working out really well for me. To each their own. Some it's going to work really, well with Teamsy, but for me, and I'm surprised, I thought it would, it didn't. But what I'm doing is obviously working. I think that's all I've got.
Good.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. Whatever works for you. Teamsy works for me, but pen and paper works for somebody else, and a spreadsheet works for somebody else, and a little color-coded boxes. I watched Renaw's call. How do you say his name? I don't know how to say his name. The call that you just posted today, Lindsay, and he had those like little colored boxes. That might work for somebody else that you can keep track of. Whatever works for you to keep track and like just be able to know like when to follow up with people and that you're doing the vital behaviors each day, that's what's important. So whatever works for you. One thing that I want you to talk about really quick, Jackie, just to, is that you're offering the discount opportunity right from the get-go. Can you talk about that a little bit and why you're choosing to do that right now?
I am. I'm doing it two ways. If I've had somebody, I'm on my third accountability group, so I've had some in since the first one or the second one. And if I know they're on Shakeology and they love it, I present it to them, because you kind of get the feel for people in your group when they're taking the lead and they're going out there and posting these great inspirational quotes, or they're putting links to different articles out there. That puts a big red flag up to me that they might be good at this, and I'll wait a little bit and kind of pamper them, and then I'll drop the, have you ever considered, or, I really think you would be great at this. But as far as the discount coach, if I know they're using it, I present it to them and I tell them that it'll save you money, and I'm very, forward on, you don't have to do this. But if you want to, it's there, and I ease into, and if somebody, if you're posting on Facebook about your Shakeology and your workouts, people are going to notice and they're going to ask you about it. And then if they may want to do what you are doing. So at that point, they can join underneath you and order their Shakeology or a program, and you can earn money off of your Shakeology. So it's a win-win. Plus, I also, tell them about the Beachbody On Demand, because a lot of people, at least the customers that I've had, do not use that. So I feel like they're missing out. So I use that as well in there. And then as far as the working coaches go, like I said, you can see it when they're in your accountability group and they are making that extra initiative and they are, giving suggestions, and then they're also liking all these posts. Amanda, I think I did that in your first accountability group I was in. It's like, I liked everybody's stuff. I was like, yay! So you kind of get the feel from, how everybody's acting, and that's your cue to ask them, you ever considered this, and then kind of explain it to them that way. So.
Awesome. Thank you. Mm-hmm. You said all the right things.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't know it was a quiz. Good job.
Just kidding. That was great. With all of that, seriously, it really, like I said at the beginning, it really just comes down to being the coach that you want to have on your team. And then they're going to follow by example. If you're commenting and liking on things in your challenge group, other people are going to be commenting and liking and posting. I was like super busy last week, so I made a little live video in my challenge group and said, hey, can you guys step it up? I can't step it up this week. Can you guys start stepping it up and sharing more and commenting on each other's? And they did, and it's been super fun to watch them, and because work was just crazy for me last week. So thank you, Lindsay, for that tip, because that helped. I needed a little encouragement last week, and she was like, just let them know that you're crazy busy, and then you'll see who will step up too. So that was cool. With all of that, I wanted to really quick review, because we're talking about recruiting and new coaches, and so I wanted to really quick review our new coach getting started right. I have in the Fit Warriors team page, and I think there's a similar file in the Goal Getters team page. If not, I can share it over there, but I think I have it in both. I'm going to just share it really quick. It literally walks through, hang on. Where is it? I had it pulled up already. Let's see if it's still here, if I lost it. No, I gotta go find it again. It literally just says step by step what you should do when you enroll a new coach. So in the file section of my team page, I think there's one in Lindsay's too. When you enroll a new coach, here are some steps you can follow. So send them the welcome to the team email. So this is an email that I drafted that then you can then take and make your own, because it has a video from me. If you want to replace it with a video of you, I can just pull it up really quick. And then it welcomes them to the team and asks them a few questions and over the next few months what I want them to do. And then it gives them access to their very first step in the new coach training is the five-part Get Started Right system, which is, hopefully you've all seen this, you should. If you have not, you now know that we have a 5-part welcome system. There's a checklist to go along with it that they can keep track of what they should be doing in each of these different parts. There's the welcome, like I said, this video is of myself, so you can remake this video and make it your own. Obviously, you're going to want to change the phone number and all of those things, but you have viewing rights, so you would just go to File, make a copy of this in Google Drive, and then make it your own. But it goes through everything. It talks about their Beachbody websites, about the different Facebook groups, how to contact me, what's important. You know, I'm going to get back to them fastest if they text or call me, because I don't have Facebook messages pushing to my phone because it would be going off all day. I remind them about challenge that they purchased a challenge pack if they're a new coach. I'm sorry, if they're a new coach, meaning they just last month had bought a challenge pack. Part 2 is this Christine Dwyer video that shows a lot about the back office, talks about more about the coach online office, talks about making their Facebook official. There's a Facebook for new coaches video. Then part 3 is mindset and goals. So it talks about personal development, starting to set some goals. Part 4 is, talking about you need to think about this as going back to school. The New Coach University really is about getting yourself learning as much as you can and getting yourself as prepared and organized as possible. Just like everybody is doing right now as everyone's going back to school. So it explains the next part, which is the New Coach University and the New Coach Support Group. A little bit about getting organized, keeping track of their activity or Teamsy. And then part 5 is staying connected and explaining kind of the team schedule, about challenge groups, how important team calls are, 5-day sneak peeks. It's just a lot of information, but it's important information. How to sign up for Summit, get on the wait list, how to sign up for the Success Club and get on the wait list. And then, okay, you're done with the first step, complete it to me. And then once I get your text, we'll schedule your new coach call. So step 2 is to schedule a call after they've gone through that 5-part system. So you can answer any questions, explain anything that they don't understand before they fully enroll into that next step, which is the New Coach University and support group. So you really want to have that call with them before they get in the university, because you want to make sure that they understand everything in the 5-part system before they jump in that university, because then this is getting deeper and deeper into more information that they need. And if they're already feeling overwhelmed with everything that they learned in the 5-part welcome, they're going to be super overwhelmed when they get into the university. And then just support them by checking in weekly throughout their time in the group. So everybody should be checking in with if you have a new coach group. I know we just changed that we have the active file in the new coach group and the alumni file. So you want to make sure that stays active and updated. So if you have a new coach that is on that active group and you don't see them posting in the new coach group, you need to really reach out to them and ask them, what's going on? Are you still active? Or, is everything okay? Is there anything that you can do to support them? And then when they finish the New Coach University, they should send you a copy of their New Coach University checklist. There's a checklist that goes along with that. And then you will add them to the Goal Getters Accountability Group, which is where we check in. So this file, if it's not in Goal Getters, I will move it over there as well. But I think that truly just walks it through everything that you need. I'm just reading I saw a bunch of comments coming through, so I wanted to make sure that there weren't anything that I missed. But that is that. Lindsay, did you have anything to add to that? Of course you do.
I was just on a Oh, I'm echoing. Hold on. Let me.
I'm not going to.
Am I echoing?
No.
Jeez. Okay, so I was just on a call before this with my team cup, and I was like, you guys, I can just listen. If you need me to listen, I can listen. I won't talk. And then I'm like, I totally don't know how to not talk. But I just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, with the new coach thing you just walked through, Amanda, I'm not sure if it's in the Goal Getters. If you could add it there, that'd be awesome. Second of all, on my YouTube channel, there are videos of how to enroll your new coach. Things that are not on that checklist of physically before they even get to the checklist. Like, where do you send them, and how do they determine what's right for them? So there are tools all over the place for how to even get there, because sometimes getting to that part is the scary part. So I know, we talked about recruiting today, and then we talked about once they're a coach, and there is how to enroll a first coach on my YouTube channel that kind of puts those together. So the other thing that I wanted to say, I'm really just saying this from a really proud moment. So, this business has been coming along for a really long time. I've been in it for over 3 years now, and there's been ups and downs, just like Amanda said when she opened this. So she's 2-star. She, will be 4-star soon. I'm qualifying for 3 right now. And when Amanda and I say that, we're like, wait, this is really happening, because it all comes down to patience and just doing what you need to do to get there, but understanding that it's going to happen in your own time. So, you hear stories like us, maybe it took a little bit longer. I think it took me 8 months to hit diamond. You're hearing Jackie, who's going to probably hit diamond at month 4 or something. And it's awesome. But just know, when you're hearing all of our stories, that it's not because we're doing anything different than you're doing necessarily. Sometimes it's just because that's the journey we're on, and that's the journey you're on, and that's okay, and we need to be okay with that. A couple things that I just took notes on, literally only a couple things, I promise, is the one thing that I really took from when Bre was speaking is that she said that just do what you're told to do and don't overcomplicate it. And that's it. A lot of times we forget about the basics, and we try to complicate everything, and we don't seem genuine anymore, which is what Jackie said. She always makes sure she's genuine. We lose that genuineness while we're talking to people, because we're so scared of them saying no. But when we stop being scared of them saying no, we can share it as a true gift and opportunity by sharing it just like we learned and just like we all say to share it, and it just feels better. So if you're going into an invite and you're feeling scared that they're going to say no, then I don't know if you guys can hear Rob grunting downstairs. He's insane. He's doing P90X right now, and he's grunting. He always picks the perfect time. On the call, honey. So anyway, so what was I saying? Where was I? What did I just say last? Oh, come on. Hold on. Doing what everybody said.
We're talking about being genuine.
Yes. So if you're about to do an invite and in your head you're like shaking in your boots because you're afraid they're going to say no, then you need to step away and get in the mindset where you are pumped to send this invite because you know that this can change their life and you know why it could change their life. And so that when you send it out, even though it's not in your voice, even though it's in writing, they can feel your excitement or they can feel your hesitation. So maybe sometimes you need to say, hey, how does this sound? And send it to me or Amanda or anybody. It really just, how does this sound? Does it sound like I'm coming from a place where I'm truly trying to help them, or does this seem weird? And that's where you can learn the verbiage that's best for you. And that's what really has helped me in invites, is just making sure, like, if I'm in a place where I'm mentally not excited for them, then I need to wait until I am, because they're going to know that I am or I'm not. So that's number one. I got that kind of from what Bre said, with doing what you're told to do. Just make sure you're doing it with excitement. What Carly said, Carly, I loved when you said stop feeling weird because you're the only person that thinks you are, because it's true. If you're genuinely just sharing something, and I use this example all the time, but you could post, all of you, about LuLaRoe leggings right now and tell how awesome it is, and you could sell anyone on a pair if you've ever worn them, and it feels fine. But the minute you tell someone about Shakeology or something that you could possibly earn from, then it feels weird. Well, why does it feel weird? It shouldn't. And that's where you need to get to, is find how you can deliver it with the same passion and genuineness and nonchalant, like take it or leave it, but this is what my advice is, attitude. And that's going to help a lot with closing as well. And then the last thing with what Jackie was saying, this is so key. And Christina told me this when I first started and I didn't believe her, but it's true. You can go diamond with the market that you have right now. You don't need to add any single other friend to your network. You need to every day, you should, because you need to secure them for the future. But if you just had your market right now, you could go diamond. You don't need, I hear a lot of time coaches being like, well, my market, it's cold and I don't have very many friends. Well, there's a way to warm it up, and you can go diamond with the coaches and with the market that you have now. Jackie said she has 400 Facebook friends, right? And it's just the way she's putting herself out there and things that she's doing that's appealing to them. So you just have to figure out what it is and the way you're putting yourself out there. And here is the other, like, really great thing. Now, I got a lot from all of you, but Jackie, I absolutely love that you talked tonight because you are so new, but I got, like, not to put anybody down, I got a lot from everyone, but I got the most from you. Like, the things you were saying were because you're so fresh, because you haven't had time to hit that dip, because you haven't had time to let it get in your head. Like, it was so real. Making a video so that people see your face when you're giving them the opportunity of the discount instead of using my discount video or someone else's, that is so brilliant. And it doesn't take long. You can use my video, but when you get a chance, make it your own. The biggest thing when you're going diamond or when you're recruiting is acting like a leader. Leaders attract leaders. So if Jackie sends me a video about Shakeology and it's her talking, she's more of a leader in my head now than she was before she sent me that video. If it's about discount and it's Jackie talking, I'm like, wow. You know, it's impressive, and people are drawn to that. So that was really huge. I love that you shared that. And the other thing is, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but 3 or 4 months into the business, and Jackie's already trying multiple ways to track her business, because tracking is key. If you're not tracking, you need to find the system that works for you. Not every system works for everyone, but tracking is honestly key with all of that. So I just wanted to touch on that because I felt like so many people had so many great things to say. And I'm sitting over here just so proud of where this team has gone and what you guys are doing. And I literally did have tears in my eyes, and I kept thinking of Katie. I don't think she's on anymore. I think she jumped off, but her and I are criers together. So I was like, Katie, come on, are you with me? But she wasn't. She doesn't have the same connection to it as me. But I'm just really proud of you guys. And I thought tonight's call was one of the best we've ever ran. So thanks.
Agreed. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Lindsay. She always knows how to, like, just pull it all together, and you're just very reflective. So I love that, because something I'm working on. So, but thank you. just a couple things I wanted to hit on just because it's almost the end of the month, which seems crazy to me. But some things that we have coming up is that we have the new 3-week yoga coming up. I'm going to try it only because training for a marathon, and so it'll be a good thing for me to come up or to do right before the marathon. And the health bet. So if you're not promoting the health bet, you need to be promoting the health bet. Who doesn't want to earn some money just for working out and drinking a shake? So a couple things that I'm going to be doing, obviously. A lot of us have been doing the what if you could win or what if you could earn a portion of $1 to $3 million. So definitely take any of our posts that are like that. Mine's going out tonight after this. So use that. Also reach out to all of your current customers, because your current customers may not be on Shakeology right now. They might have taken a break, but this little health bet might get them back on Shakeology. And maybe they're ready for a new workout. Maybe they're not. Maybe they want to do Beachbody on demand. We now have the Fix8 cooking show. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen it yet? Go watch all the videos. The Containers 101, brilliant. I wish I could send that to every person, which you can if they do a challenge pack and then have the 30-day free Beachbody on demand. Then they can go watch the Containers 101 is amazing. The Pantry Raid is amazing. She has 2 different ways of meal prep, which is super cool. She has like 5-day meal prep, which is kind of how I meal prep. And then she has the way that she meal preps is just makes a bunch of food and then whatever she feels like combining it each day. That's how she does it. And then there's some really good recipes. There's an elderflower meringue cocktail that looks really delicious and super easy to make. There's vegan muffins. I think 4 or 5, I think there's 5 recipes out there right now already. So it's pretty awesome. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Reach out to them through video or go live.
Oh, I was saying with your customers, I think you should make a video. Like I'm making a video in my alumni group, and then I'm going to take the video and make it into a YouTube and post the link and send out a bulk email through my online office, because I think when your customers hear it from you, if you type it all out, they're going to glance and they're going to be like, I don't know what she's talking about. But if you can capture them in a short video, I think that, will help. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, thank you. Agreed. I think video can go a super long way. I'm obsessed with video, and so I think that even in my full-time job, I make video for everything, and all my teachers want to kill me. So I send them a video and just watch this video and learn how to do it. And they're like, we don't learn by video all the time, but they should, because it works. So anyways, those are just a few things that are coming up. I'm ready for September. I'm ready because school just started. I'm ready to get back into a routine again. And I hope everybody else is. Does anyone else have anything else to share before we get off the call tonight? No? Okay, how about a photo without Spruhat blowing her nose? Just kidding. Okay, smile. Good. Owen got on the photo. All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye. Thanks, ladies.
Say thanks.
Bye, Owen.
Bye, Owen. What?
Thanks for having us.
Aw.
Bye.
Bye.